Alrighty, this is the crawl cosplay challenge. Last time I had a little bit of lag, hopefully we don't have that problem again. I'm probably not going to bother to go over the rules again today. It takes a little while, and I think we're all probably familiar with them by now. The only, the only way it's really affecting us at this point is in our armor choice and our weapon choice, and the fact that we're only allowed to use necromancy spells anyway. Some of the other stuff is sort of not going to bother us too much, or at all, or is simply done with, like the orc thing that we did. Anyway, let's just finish up Snake. Just gonna BVC this dude, then swing on him. We're actually quite good at killing things in here, you know? Even though we're married only to necromancy spells. You know, nothing stops me from using wands, which helps me deal with things like the shock serpents, despite the fact that I lack, you know, Aralek. We can still deal with the problem, you know. Alright. Let's just, okay, well that's annoying. Ouch. Alright. BVC that dude. I'm gonna burn a scatter shot on this thing next to me. Just because I don't trust it, you know. Another thing we lack in here is our poise, which is a big problem. Whoa, he's next to me. I rested. Could take an enormous amount of damage here. Actually could have died there. I'm gonna vamp drain this thing. PVC. Ow. The retaliatory lightning still hits me even though it's the hands doing the damage. Something to keep in mind. Let's rest somewhere a little bit safer. The cool thing about this end vault is that we can just pull right out and it's pretty safe. Things are unlikely to follow us all that way. Or to wander out, so to speak. And to be honest, we've pretty much finished most of it. I mean, it looks like we're still just in the outer chamber and there's a lot to go, but it's really not too much. Let's BVC this. We could take a lot of damage really quickly. So I think we're going to cast Death Channel real fast for when things start to die. Well, I didn't have a choice, NG Matt. Our poise just hasn't spawned, so unless I wanted to sit there and try to go somewhere else and get enough necro training for necromutation, I just kind of had to live with it. Alright, let's actually vamp drain. We just need hit points, really. Just to make sure we survive all this garbage. Oh, hello! Hey, buddy. Para, didn't work. Para, didn't work. So much damage happening. Para, didn't work. Alright, well, my allies just killed it. Good thing, Death Channel is outrageously strong. I could get double zapped here. It would be really ugly. My allies take him out. There's another one. Order them to attack. BVC, this is very risky. Just a lot of damage possible. And sadly, he can bolt right through my dudes, you know. Probably should be handling this a bit differently. You might be wondering why I wasn't death channeling this whole time, and mainly it's just because I'm trying to save myself the experience loss, you know? Because with BVC and agony and swinging and whatnot, I don't lose any experience from that. Whereas if I let my buddies help me, well, we can lose up to 50%, which is quite a lot. Although, honestly, I think I am going to death channel. Okay, that's a paralyze. We get intelligence. The goal is to get the Necronomicon spells online. Ow. Okay, he can't really do much to me. If there's a dude between me and him. Oh, okay. Sharpshooter. Maybe we just bail. To be a true Nergalle, you know what I gotta do is I gotta get Death's Door online as an homage to old Nergalle who had Death's Channel. Or, not Death's Channel, Death's Door. Who shall fear the death bubbles, it's true. I think people found old Nergalle kind of annoying, but I liked it because it was super thematic, and you had to be tactically, clever to kill her correctly, because otherwise she would just straight up, you know, own you, because you would go to kill her and you wouldn't do quite enough damage, and then all of a sudden, she's unkillable for a while. Alright, so we're regenerating, that thing has a BVC on it. I'm going to BVC the rest of these dudes, we have Death Channel up. Let's step away so the one guy can't sharpshoot me, portal project on me. Now we're going to Agony this guy. Take a step away again. Order to attack. Alright, cool, we got two of these guys. I'm going to take a step forward, actually. BVC, and let my buddies handle this. Okay, this is close to the final chamber. I'm going to put up Death Channel again. Forgot to take a look at what I'm training. Oh yeah, mostly necromancy and fighting. Taking that to 15. We don't have really anything in dodging and armor. We'll take dodging to 10, I suppose. I shouldn't bother training armor unless I end up in... Well, I can't train anything that's particularly heavy. I'm not allowed to... Or I can't wear anything that's particularly heavy. On account of the fact that that's just against the cosplay rules. We have to keep our encumbrance rating below 5, which gives us a very, very narrow list of things we're allowed to wear. PVC this stuff. Okay. Identify, enchant armor. I suppose we could enchant up the shield. I'm being a little bit greedy by not doing that, because there's a manual of shields available, and I kind of want to end up wearing a large shield, as greedy as that is. I really think it's a decent move, since I already have aptitude of 1. You know, moving that to aptitude 5 means that I can go from 15 to 25 surprisingly quickly, despite the fact that that's an enormous amount of investment. Technically, you don't have to go that far, but I like to. Oh, Vashnia. Well, she's definitely agonyable, 50%. Just kind of do that a bunch of times. She dies. Cool. Did she have any cool items? Doubtful. Naga barding of flying. Too bad I'm not a Naga. Are there any boots for me? That's hilarious. 2 bardings have spawned. 2 Naga bardings, but no boots. No actual boots for, humanoids. Feel a bit ripped off. That's okay, there's our first rune. So, taking a look at some of these really awesome hardcore spells, I see that we kind of, sort of, could get Simulacrum online. Do we have a lot of amnesia? Yeah, we have 4 amnesia. Tempted to get rid of something. Actually, I guess I don't know what to get rid of other than Agony at this point. How is Naga as a playable class? As a, what do you mean as a species? It's probably, I would say, one of the worst species in the game at the early game, because they're so slow. You can get just kind of killed very easily on account of not being able to run away if you get shafted badly or something. With that said, their breath is actually very strong early on, so it's not terrible. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Infestation, because we know we're going to be using that. That leaves me with not many spell levels. But yeah, if I get Infestation, that means I can straight up train Necromancy, and honestly, I might skip Simulacrum as strong as it is, especially with Kiku. It just feels unnecessary when you've got Infestation, which is honestly much stronger. I wish our spellcasting aptitude wasn't -3. That's a real pain. Like, we can do it, but certainly we probably wouldn't want to play as a caster on a Hill Orc if we could avoid it. This just happens to be the challenge, though. So, -3 aptitude is pretty punishing. Anyway, we have a choice. We could go to Slime, we could go to Vaults, we could go to Shoals. Believe it or not, our core is available through these Acid Dragon Scales. RC Plus is available through a ring. And we have almost enough MR Plus to be immune to Golden Eyes. With that said, I mean, well, with Animate Dead plus Immolate, we could actually kill. We could kill TRJ. That would be a doable thing. So we could go ahead and do Slime, but I don't know, you guys. I don't think it's necessary for me to rush like that. On the other hand, it might actually be more straightforward than Shoals right now. I think I'm going to have to level up a bit first. I want to be immune. I want to have enough mana to be, or enough MR plus to be immune to the Confuse and to the Paralyze from the Great Orbs. We've got a huge problem here. We go down and we immediately see, like, whoops, Dream Sheep, put me to sleep. So the first thing we're going to do is Fear. Then we're going to BVC this dude. His buddies are still running away. We're going to Death Channel. We're barbed, but that's fine. It's no big deal. I'm gonna actually cast Infestation. Ordinarily, I wouldn't do that with such a high fail rate, but Kiku will probably protect me from miscasts, so... So check this out. When you have Death Channel and Infestation up, you get a double ally. Death Scarab and a Spectral Dream Sheep. Kinda cool, right? I'm just gonna regen. Yeah, with this combo, we're capable of essentially slaughtering any branch in the game, I have to say. Granted, it's going to steal my experience, something fierce, but... I mean, we honestly don't need too much more experience in terms of... Like, we've already got the power to crush everything. This is tremendous overkill. We're going to have a hilarious time in Vaults 5, I have to say. Do I have Bolt of Draining? Nah. I'd have to buy the Book of Death, and I'm saving for that manual. What a shame. I'd like it if I could simply tab things, but our sort of odd skilling rules kind of make it impossible for me to be a hardcore tabber. I mean, I suppose that, you know, if we had gone Lajatang, technically we could have been a pretty halfway decent melee dude. Lajatangs are a strong weapon despite being two-handed. Not much skill required. But this isn't bad. BVCing things is pretty damn fast. It's not tabbing fast, but it's pretty damn fast. And I mean, yeah, I could be clearing this stuff out way faster if I did Infestation. Like I did for the entrance of this Death Channel. It's in my best interest not to be quite such a spendthrift with my experience. BBC does not work on things when they're over deep water. Sadly, the game, they didn't bother to write a good targeter for it so it doesn't warn you about that or stop you, so if you play too fast, it's very easy to accidentally slam the button down. Perhaps it goes to show that not a whole lot of thought went into the design of this spell, since that would be all of a 5-minute fix to write a targeter that actually functions properly. Just speaking as a programmer, I can tell you that. Alright, let's go down. Actually, there's a lot of weird things about the BVC targeter. Like, it just kind of automatically goes to the wrong things. Sometimes I'll show that here in a second. Let's go to a different staircase. So, like, if I were to target this dude, it'll go on him again, and there's no warning. You know, he's already constricted by zombie hands. If I do this again, there's no warning, so he just does it again. But he's immune to the zombie hands the second time because he's currently being affected by zombie hands. So it basically has no warnings whatsoever that it's just not going to work, whether it's over deep water, whether it's already being affected. The player is just sort of expected to know, which is not the way that other spells work, you know, or other aspects of the game work, at least. For example, if you try to cast a spell with a 100% fail rate, as far as miscasts go, it literally won't let you cast the spell. Or if you try to cast a spell with very high fail rate, it'll say something along the lines of, "Are you sure you want to cast this? See, the spell is very dangerous to cast, continue anyway." So you would think that there would be a warning when you try to do something that has a 0% chance of doing anything. But other than wasting your mana, I just think whoever, well, I know who wrote it. I think the person who wrote BVC just wasn't paying too much attention. Didn't want to do too much work, perhaps. We're going to stay out of the clouds. Let's BVC this stuff again. Swing, swing. We just kind of bowled over Polyphemus. Feels good. And his whole pack. Vile Clutch is very strong. There we go. Okay, I was going to say let's cast Blink, and then I remembered I'm not allowed to learn or use any spells that don't have Necromancy. So unfortunately, I'm not allowed to save this net. Although I can burn a telly to get the net, which I think I'm going to do because I have only one net, and certainly I'd like to have more. So essentially I just traded a teleport scroll for a net, and I think that's a very good trade. Now, it may be less of a good trade if you are in here and you are very low on teleport scrolls. Like, if you only have 5 tele scrolls, probably not the best idea. Not the best idea to burn one for a net, but I had 13, now I have 12. That's more than I'm probably ever going to need. So it's kind of a matter of just calculating. Resource management type stuff, you know. Ooh, let's stay out of the water. Oop. Let's really stay out of the water. There's two water hitlers here with their 50 damage per turn. Okay. Artifact ring, a really good artifact ring. Okay, we'll drop the +6 intelligence. We have +4 int on this. It also has Arlec and Arpoise and strength +2. The Ring of Untruth. That's really good. Really, really good. Granted, we won't need the Arpoise once we're in Necromute, but you know what? I'll take it. So speaking of Necromute, is there anything that I could amnesia off, I wonder? You would think that Animate Dead I could get rid of, but honestly, as a Kiku guy, it's really good to be able to make a bunch of allies immediately. Although we could trade that for Simulacrum, that's higher level. Let's get rid of Agony. I really shouldn't need Agony anymore. It's just a convenience at this point. Which is kind of funny that Ebering nerfed Agony to be one range, even though it's a spell that just kind of barely works as it is. It's very strong, don't get me wrong, but it kind of stops being necessary quicker than you would think. I got moved. Let's, nice. Let's regen. BVC this stuff. So I made an infestation because, well, I was kind of getting my ass kicked. I don't like getting my ass kicked, so I just decided to make the staircase much better.
All I am saying is that there is nothing wrong with chili and beer for breakfast.
That sounds very calorie heavy, Elf, but also fairly tasty. So we have 8 spell levels. 100% fail rate on Necromutation. That's a bit surprising, although I suppose I don't have any transmutation, so not that surprising. The only reason I'm even considering it is that it gives me RC+, it gives me MR+, it gives me immunity to poison, which is, you know, a small benefit, but pretty decent. It actually gives me 5 points of AC, which is something a lot of people don't realize. Lets me keep my body armor. What else? Gives me torment immunity, which I could possibly abuse a little bit with Kiku. But honestly, I shouldn't bother with that. We should get Revivification. And this is just to save my ass if something really, really bad happens. Very, very hard to lose the game when you can just take your hit points to full at any given time. I smashed my way out of that net. I probably should have teleported again, considering we have 12 tele. That's fine, though. Vamp. I'm tempted to train staves to 10. I mean, even at -1, it's basically very little investment. And I think the min delay for my crappy little 5 base damage Staff of Death is, oh, it's 12, not 10. Skill level 12. Still. Tempting. Let's regen. Oh boy, we're getting owned. We have a lot of fear. Why don't we use one? Okay, I'm gonna clouds this guy. Is my regen still going? Honestly, what the hell am I doing? Let's go up. When you ever have a choice between, like, am I going to stick in this fight while I'm injured, or am I just going to go upstairs? You really have to remember in this game that discretion is the better part of valor. And you just want to go upstairs and heal up if there's no reason, you know, if there's no reason not to. Well, we just miscast that twice in a row. That's unfortunate. It's okay, though. Our D channel is, at this point, basically just as strong as Infestation. Death's channel is just really, really good. Okay. I feel like Bolt of Drain would help this character an awful lot. Just let me do enormous damage and finish things off. And most of all, it'll be an area of effect. Okay, file of floods. File of floods. We already have it. Getting mesmerized. I wonder what the percent is. 9. So that is Steam Dragon scale. We're allowed to wear that. That's encumbrance rating 0. That does increase our AC by 2. With that said, I think I really want the RF, particularly since we can get Steam bolted in here. I do wish we had RC+, to be honest, but what are you going to do? Whoa. We can't BVC him in the water. It's okay though, we had allies. Okay. Region. We still have D-Chan up. Let's just get a big D-Channel army. BVC everything and enjoy the totally overpowered force multiplier nature of the spell. Oh, our D-Chan dropped. We need more mana for this. Uh-oh, put to sleep. BVC this dude. Step forward, BVC this dude. A little risky me walking around like this. Let's get regen up. Vamp drain him. Great place to BVC, getting 3 things. See that there's a Kraken. Do we have flame? Hell yeah, we do. I wish I had a little more mana. We don't. What? Wait a minute. I'm gonna BVC all this stuff. Great place for this Wand of Flame. Giving him a little bit of a steam bath. If I can just, yeah, kill the water elemental that way. Just gonna keep using this wand, I suppose, since we're out of mana, and I have 75 charges, and this is a very weak wand. I mean, this is probably the last place in the game where we're even gonna want to have it in the inventory, so might as well use up the charges as a matter of course. Okay, I waited until these things were next to me so I could catch more than one in the BVC. Wish I had more D-channel, or more mana to cast D-channel, that is. Yep, there it is, it ran out. PVC. Kill Krakens really easily if we had mana for BVC, but we don't. Just close this door and rest up. And again. Oh, right. I have to wait until he makes his buddies. Why don't we just receive some corpses? Animate dead and order them to attack. Check it out. I can BVC every single one of his tentacles. Which does an enormous amount of damage to him, believe it or not. Sadly can't get the actual body, but hey, there we go. Spectral Kraken. Hell yeah. Too bad he can't leave the deep water. How cool would that be, though? If he could just kind of float around. Even cooler would be Kraken Simulacrum, but No such luck, really. Let's regen. Oh, not enough mana. Alright, let's flame this guy. A lot of damage possible, unfortunately. We could end up getting tagged with, like, Icicle from this Aquamancer. And then a Javelin as well. It's very painful. I want to scatter shot, but I can't. Gonna swing one more time. There we go. Ouch. Nice try netting me, bro. I don't want to go into the water. It's a lot of delay. I'm going to acid this one. You know what? I'm going to burn a scatter shot. Okay, now I'll go into the water. Ow. Up we go. Remember what I said, if you can safely go up, you should safely go up. Now the calculus is... it's a little complicated by the fact that, like, in shoals, getting to the staircase takes a moment. But, you can fix that by flying. I just typically don't do that. But I have a Ring of Flight available. I'm basically just being lazy. If I was playing well and truly optimally, I'd probably wear that in place of the MR+. Or, well, maybe my Arlec Arpoise, that's doing very little for me in here. Well, the 4 intelligence on it is doing something, but nothing I can't live without. Ow. Big ouchies. Get out of here. BVC's not quite holding them like I would like it to. Hot damn! That guy has a Demon Trident of Draining, and he is just messing me up. This is the worst staircase, man. We really got cornered here. Okay. BVC these guys. Killed so much stuff, the drain pretty much went away. I could make some more allies, but I think the level's pretty much clear at this point. Also, BVC is getting stronger as we level up Necromancy, which we're doing almost exclusively at this point. Just so I can get that infestation down to non-red fail rate, which will make the rest of the game much easier. Although it feels like we're worse at it than we actually are right now because of the drain. You might be wondering why I'm not getting Sublimation of Blood despite the fact that I'm having mana problems, but Sublimation is really, really bad. I don't like to use it. I do like to use Lamp of Fire, and we just found one. Very good. Okay, let's get rid of some wands. We're gonna not pick up Disintegrate anymore. Enslave, or sorry, Flame. We'll keep Enslave for now. What's up, Mr. Ostrom? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Just kind of getting our second rune here. You know what? I'm going to take spellcasting to 15 even though I have a -3 aptitude. It'll be a really painful use of experience, but I think we just need more mana. There's the rune. 10 throwing nets total. That's a lot of throwing nets. Trying to think about where I want to go next. Guardian Spirit. I don't want Guardian Spirit on this guy. Okay, remove Curse. Or Pro Magic. think we're going to go to Slime next. I really think this character can handle it. It would be better if we had managed to get Necromutation online, but I basically just didn't go for it. Honestly, I think I'd rather have potions in there. Boom. Infest will be handy in there if I can get a nice little steamroll going. Huh. Okay. Without mana, it's kind of tough to decide what to do here. I think we just back off and let our allies do the work. There we go. I was going to use my flame wand, then I just remembered I dropped it a second ago. Did I find BOD? Nope. Nope, no Bolt of Draining, unfortunately. Technically it's available, but I would have to pay 1,300 gold for it, and I'm saving up for this Manual of Shields, so I'm just kind of living without it for the time being. That would be really nice, though. It is... You know, it is tempting to get it, because it does tear the hell out of slime, doesn't it? Damn. I may be forced to do that. Looks like I cleared... You mean the end vault? Yeah, this is, Shoals is done. We have the rune and everything. I was just finishing out the floor. Yeah, come to think of it, how do we kill? You know, how do we actually kill the slimes, other than vamp draining them to death, which is funny? We can't BVC them. You know? RC+++. Well, I have nothing, so... Alright, we leveled up a bit. We're still not immune to Confusion Gaze. You know... I think we're gonna go to Vaults. I need more experience, or I need Necromutation online, because I have to get that MR+. Unless I can find... Well... Let me think about this. It's fine. So we're allowed to wear this. This is exactly ER5. Let me make sure the wording is right. Yeah, it says ER5 or lower. So this is exactly on the cusp. So we can wear this. Put on the RC, and this is like the minimum necessary to survive slime. Can't believe we have no boots still. Amazing. Anyway, matches the color of the hero. That's true. Alright, let's do this. Let's just see how it works. Into the slime pits we go. I think I'm just going to use allies to do this. Okay, so that's a problem. We immediately get rolled up on by that guy. Gonna receive corpses. And again. And we're gonna animate dead. Gonna wait a turn. BVC all these, or not BVC, but infestation, all these guys, it fails. So many slime creatures, it's really, really ugly. We'll file a floods this dude. We have to clear this. We can't be messed around at the staircase. Can I DC them? What is... Oh, Death Channel? No. They don't leave corpses, so you can't Death Channel them. You can't get Spectral Jellies, as cool as that would be. Gonna receive corpses again. We're gonna animate dead. Good, a Hydra. Do I have magic? I have a potion of magic, but I'd rather use my ambrosia. Need a little bit of mana back. Some of these zombies are not the best. I'll wait one turn. Oh man, if we could just get the steamroll going, dude. If we could just get the steamroll going. I gotta drink Curing. I should have brillianced, but there's probably no time now. We're going to BVC this, or we're going to infest this stuff. Keep saying BVC, but you can't even do that. Here comes the steamroll. The scarabs are going to solve this problem. I know it seems like an absolutely huge number of acid blobs. Frankly, I'm a little scared too, but I think we can do this. Check it out. We're going to Ice Blast here. Alright. We're going to scatter shot this. I don't care if I make my zombies mad. That's fine. Boom! Did we kill, killed a slime creature too. Awesome. Agony would be really good in here, come to think of it. I probably shouldn't have... I probably shouldn't have amnesia'd that off. Right, let's Ice Blast this. Got him. Seems like we're getting some work done. What can I do? What can I do from behind the lines? Anything? I could burn a... let's burn a regen, I think. Just let my allies do the work now. Yep, good. Yeah, I mean, I know, but I don't actually have Dispel Undead memorized because, well, my spellcasting aptitude is horrible, so remember, I don't have too many spell levels, and we've got an awful lot of stuff memorized, and I'm using almost all of it. I'm not using Death Channel in here, but I will in other places. I'm not using Revivification, but that's my ultimate panic button, you know? And it may look like I'm not using Vamp Drain, but that's kind of like a miniature panic button to finish things off and gain some hit points. 0% fail rate too, which is quite nice. Let's go down. Okay. Receive corpses, receive corpses, receive corpses. Just animate dead. Big fail rate. I like how he can give me shapeshifter corpses, which I just can't do anything with. That's always a hoot. Torment? Well, see, I can't do it unless I'm on top of the corpse. And that could really screw me over. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Partially shields me from the torment, which could have taken a ton of damage there from the Azure Jelly. Remember, our AC and our EV sucks. Let's infest this stuff. Okay, we'll get the steamrolls soon. I think I can just kind of... Well, I could immolate, that'd be cute, but I think I'm just gonna wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we just let our dudes do the work now. Look how quickly they just... Yeah, you just need a couple of them, man. Yeah, I guess the Torment is kind of like Agony. Better in some ways, worse in others. I don't like doing damage to myself, but it's not too bad. Receive corpses, receive corpses. Animate dead. I'll try to swing on this dude. Failed infest twice. This is not a big enough steamroll. But I can at least take out the Eyes of Devastation. Oh no, the zombies are doing a pretty good job of tanking while the single Death Scarab is clearing everything out. That's awesome. These things do 33 damage and they attack really quickly. So it's quite nice. Damn, we have been accosted at every single staircase, you know that? Every single one. Let's go up. Alright, Mr. Ostrom. See you in a bit. Alright, I'm gonna infest this, and then I'm gonna scatter shot right here. Technically, we could be... mutated, we could be paralyzed. It's all very horrible, but... Gonna kill the guy to the right of us. Did I get mutated? Oh, we only have int +2. Alright. Sounds good to me, man. Let's order our guys to go up here. We're gonna infest them. I'm actually gonna BVC. Believe it or not, that works against the eyeballs. A lot of damage, likely. Not just possible, but likely here. Oh, I wonder. I think we gotta pull up to be safe here, sadly. Yep, that's right, Herschel. We are doing Nergalle. Alright, we're gonna paralyze here and just melee this stuff down, or try to. Oh. Hey, buddy. Alright. That's cool. We can take these out piecemeal. Can I just melee this? Hell yeah, I can. Having high necromancy, I guess, makes this do pretty good damage. Why don't we take evocations to 15, staves to 12, so we can pretend to be a good melee guy. Oh, that's another reason. I just realized that's another reason to go necromutation. We get a spell power boost on our necromancy spells. Let's see how he does solo against this thing. He wins. I never train throwing to net TRJ, and in this game I'm actually not allowed because the cosplay challenge means that I can't train any weapon that's not fighting, staves, or short blades. Okay, we're just vamp draining this dude to death. Surprisingly, combined with melee, that worked. But yeah, TRJ's evasion is typically bad enough that it just works. Now, you could train a little, I guess, to increase your attack speed. That would make sense, but I don't really think it's necessary. Ouch. Okay, let's try this. Oh, wait a minute. We are very low on health. I'm gonna vamp touch to get my hit points back. And again. And again. And again. Okay, we're gonna actually burn a little bit of Ice Blast. Seems worth it. Technically, we could die here. He does 41 damage a pop, although that's reduced by some due to the fact that I have our core, but he can technically attack twice if he gets really lucky. This is going to be a little bit of a dice roll, but not too much, because the Ice Blast really likely to kill him. It didn't. He did not die. He did attack. He did not attack me twice. Still, ouch. I could drink a heal wounds here. I only have 3. I'd like to save them. We're going to Ice Blast again. Okay, that worked out. He was very, very, very likely to die that time. I mean, we had guys around him, you know? Ouch. Now, if this was like a streak game, I would play a little bit differently, I think. Probably would have, I don't know, I probably would have drank a heal wounds, I guess. Or possibly blinked, although we only have 2 of those. Or I just probably would have been playing more carefully in general. I really like the fact that I can play a little bit more fast and loose in these non-streak games. 1% chance to confuse. This terrifies you. You're surprised I went in there at XL 19. It's pretty consistent. It's pretty consistent if you play perfectly, if you know exactly how to handle every situation, and you have the right tools. Whoops. Ah, that was a miscast, damn. But yeah, if you have the right tools, that means like RC+, our core, and enough MR to basically be immune to the golden eyes. It's honestly pretty hard to die in here without making a mistake. Now, any minor mistake certainly is going to punish you pretty bad. Yep. See if I can't kill one more before we go up. Maybe two more. I don't think we're going to be able to get that one. No way. Luckily, wait a minute. Oh, I may have screwed up. Okay, no, I didn't. Luckily, there's two staircases. Wow, you're going to do it with Tornado online? Well, that's one way to have an easy time, I suppose. Alright, receive corpses, receive corpses. Probably going to get marked here. I'm cool with that. Actually, no, we're not. Not yet, anyway. Vamp. Swing. There we go. Vamp. Vamp. Swing. Out of mana, we're going to kill this last little group of dudes. You tend to get swarmed at staircases here, so it's really good to have multiple staircases to sort of jump between. What's that 5x5 spell? You mean BVC? It's only the most powerful. It's 3x3. Oh, you're talking about Infestation. It's a level 8 necromancy spell in the Necronomicon, and it's probably among the best spells in the game. It's very, very good. Yeah. So you know of what I speak. Okay, let's lamp this dude and then step like this so he gets next to me inside the fire. We're gonna infest this stuff. Vamp touch, vamp touch, vamp touch. Step away. Check it out. We're gonna just infest all this crap. Let's not get hit by the Titanic slime, though, damn. That's a lot of crap. That ought to do it. Maybe. Wouldn't it be nice if we had Bolt of Draining? I'll burn one more Clouds, I think. I'm just gonna chill out. They're getting a little too feisty. Alright, I'll paralyze the big boy. Succeeded. But there's another one. Those guys do not have the infest on them. Only the very big one and the, well, very large, and one of the Titanics has it. He's slow. Just switch positions, I guess. You know what? We're gonna file a floods this dude. Oh. Just using positioning to avoid getting mutated. It's a lot easier when you have a lot of allies. And harder when you don't. Let's go up. That's TRJ. We're not in a position to fight him yet, although very soon. Very soon. Yeah, hey Artagus, how you doing, man? Yeah, this is the cosplay thing. Basically, at this point in the game, the rules are we're not allowed to train, we're not allowed to use any spell that doesn't have necromancy in it. We're not allowed to train any weapons except for staves, short blades, and fighting. And that's pretty much it. We're not allowed to use holy stuff as well. Holy word, holy brand weapons, but we haven't even found any holy words, so it's fine. I think I'm gonna self-mark on purpose. Making a bunch of corpses. Infest. Okay, infest all this stuff as well. And we're gonna get a steamroll, hopefully. We're out of mana. I'd like to torment, to be honest, but I'm not about to burn my mana to make that happen. Let's just chill out for a second. See what we can do. Try to melee this thing. We're not exactly the best melee man in the world, but here we go. Oh yeah, that's a steamroll. If TRJ comes, of course we're gonna have to bail, but kill the thing that can paralyze me. There's still, I think, a 1% chance. Yep. Just ordering them to kill the most powerful stuff on the board, or the most annoying things, such as the Shining Eye. Oh, there's TRJ. I'm gonna see if they can't kill the brain for me real quick. Okay, let's go up. Oh boy. Bye-bye, Titanic Slime. Oh, already? That he showed up over there. Fine. Use regen. Back off a bit. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to paralyze the one that's the biggest. Just swing on him a bit. Try to infest. Good. Nice. Perfect. Most of the floor should be dealt with at this point. Just a matter of sort of clearing it out. I wonder what loot I get. Some mysterious books. Don't see any unrans. Manual slings, that's useless to us. A couple of artifact amulets. Well, nothing interesting yet. Some body armors I'm not allowed to use because I can't go above 5 encumbrance rating on my body armor. Right. We have to have zombies kill this for us. We don't have Dispel Undead memorized on account of lacking spell levels. Found the Reaper in your game was already using long blades. A riposting broadaxe that generates meat shields is kind of good. Zongeldrock sword, right? Yeah, I mean, it is interesting how in these challenges it's a rule against training the weapon, not against using the weapon, so you can abuse cross-training to kind of sort of get, you know, halfway decent at doing stuff. Okay, so I made sure my zombies were between me and the Shining Eye at all times. Oh, here's our guy. Okay, we're gonna haste. I tell our guys to run away. Okay, so let's receive corpses, receive corpses, receive corpses. Just give me 1,000,000 corpses. Order to attack. Actually gonna have them run this way. Alright, now attack him. I wonder if I should I torment? I should probably torment. We don't have a scroll of torment, but that's okay. Yeah, it's slime. Receive corpses one more time. There's a ghost moth corpse, very good. We're gonna torment. Okay, now we're gonna immolate. Bye-bye! Kiku makes it easy. Kiku makes it easy and fun. Animate dead one more time. Holy guacamole indeed. Now, if I could just keep these guys in the flame for a second. Sadly, we can't infest these guys because they're fake. I could immolate. You know what? I think I'm going to immolate again. What else am I going to use my immolate for? There's certainly good places to do it, but I bet there's more for sale. Yeah, there's a couple for sale. Boom. GG, brother. Alright, what loot do we get? Okay, let's identify the amulet. That's a very, very good amulet. I'm going to wear that instead of Gourmand. That's a maximum reflection amulet and Dex +3 on top of it. Spells I'm not allowed to use. Ring of Dex, I don't care. Spells I'm not allowed to use, unfortunately. Sling's not allowed to use that. Oh, we found acquirement. Alrighty, that's actually very good. Sack of spiders, we're very happy to see that. I need to drop something. You know what? We're going to drop Berserk Rage. This character is not going to be using that. Dragon Form, Dragon's Call. Another amulet. Let's, it could be better. It's possible. But it's not. Acrobat and a couple more things. Would I use silence on this character? Yeah, absolutely. We haven't done elf yet, I don't think. So there's we can melee down all of the caster elves. So absolutely. If I had allies, I could possibly silence against certain things. +5 evasion, man, that would be good to have. But sadly, we just need the rings we've got. Okay, a lot of random effects we don't want to pick up. The hat. Just a regular hat. Keep the senv. Make sure we don't leave the sack behind. And that's it. Wish we could wear that armor, but we can't. Cancellation does remove silence, so you kind of have an out if you really need to take it off. You know what? I think I forgot to do work. I went in to do that part of the challenge where you gotta go there by level 10, or before level 10. I don't think I never did orc. That's funny. I guess we're gonna possibly find some good loot. Alright, so for the acquirement, I don't know. I'm tempted to acquire gold, but do we really need it? You know? Maybe wait for acquirement. Typically I advise people not to do that, but I think this might be one of the few cases where it's a good idea. I could go ahead and buy this manual and train up shields. I could stop training necromancy, but I want to get infestation and BV, well, Bordnor's BR, Bordnor's revivification down into the non-red zone. Alright. I guess let's just tear through Orc real quick and see what happens. It's not like there's a bunch of experience in there, you know? Still no boots, how about that? Check it out, we could convert to Biog. It's kind of funny we don't have Dispel Undead. We could memorize it, but just using my electric dagger, I guess. Yeah, Orc is not going to kill me. +2 cloak. We already have a +2 cloak of magic resist. Good luck beating that. Yeah, I mean, with super high spell power BVC, we can basically kill everything insanely fast with that, you know? It's actually kind of silly how good it is in here. Interesting, we got some kind of wacky zombie vault. Oh, I recognize this. There's more, see. Can we be paralyzed? Nope. The Rolcha may be back here. I remember I ran into her once back here. Yep, there she is. I should be careful. Technically, she could have had LCS and done quite a bit of damage to me. It's fine, though. Alright, let's identify. Wow. MR minus, R like RC plus, inaccuracy. What a wacky amulet. Bunch of gold. Maybe I shouldn't have interrupted whatever she was doing in here. Maybe, but I did. I have to prove myself the supreme sorcerer of all orcs and ogres. That's just what I have to do as Nergalle. I wonder if we're going to see any Nergalle imposters. I don't think we've seen her. I know as Eustatio, we ran into a Eustatio imposter. We had to take him out very quickly. Show him who the boss of this gym was. Got turned into an ant. Oh yeah, I did turn the Eustatio imposter into an ant, didn't I? I forgot about that. He deserved it for trying to mess with my good name. I was the true Eustatio that day. We are just tabbing stuff with a Staff of Death, for the most part. So fast, I can't even see the monsters half the time. I'm cool with this. It's nice to be able to BVC and virtually guarantee a hit. Okay. When there's so many, I should stop and BVC. I'm not exactly like a melee powerhouse over here, you know. Oops, that was a badly aimed BVC. Still using underpowered spells in 2019. My god, I still can't get over how smug. Well, there was this, for those of you who don't know, BVC's getting turned into a 6-tile bolt, which is in and of itself incredibly dumb because, well, the whole idea is that Ebering's doing this thing he's calling positional magic, and the idea was to take all the bolts out of the game, or most of them. And so, for some reason, he's decided to add another bolt into the game by changing BVC into one, which functions as a very, very, very slight nerf. Certainly not as big of a nerf as the spell probably needs because it's just way too strong. And Gamma Funk, the guy who originally, the head dev and the guy who originally put BVC into the game, who consummately refuses to listen to anybody who tells him the spell is broken, wrote this incredibly snide write-up about it, just like 100% smug, talking about how, basically giving like a full-throated defense of how not overpowered it was, just kind of like stating things that are patently not true. Let's burn some money on this lightning rod. You'd have to, I don't know, maybe somebody could link to it. It's really funny, because it reads like somebody who's just so sure of himself, but the problem is that he's wrong. Like, the defenses he's giving just don't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure why he bothers, because, like, the devs don't particularly pay a lot of attention to what the player base wants anyway. Alright, cool. +2 gloves of strength. That's a strict upgrade. Well, yeah, that is also kind of funny, Artagus. Like, I think that he just didn't want to... Alright, so what you have to understand about that particular dev is that he is a clinical narcissist. There's no question in my mind that the dude has narcissism. And so when you're dealing with someone who's a literal narcissist, those type of people can never admit they were wrong about anything. It's an impossibility. They're physically, or I guess like mentally incapable. Yes, I can do that, Herschel. There you go. I guess they were killing a bunch of rats in the Orcish mines today. and a yak. And, okay, it's just yaks and rats. Yeah, no problem, man. That is kind of cool that you can do that. I particularly like the elephant graveyard vault in Lair, where you can get 1,000,000 of those. That's always fun. Alright, so we got some minor upgrades here. We got those gloves. We finally... did I buy boots? I did not buy boots, but I better. Suddenly it might behoove me to train some armor. Why don't we just take that to like 10? Even with robes on, we get a little bit of AC from our ox slots, you know. But although we have leather on right now, and that's a base of 3. Well, I had to do slime without boots. None had spawned, really. I mean, I could have gone somewhere else, I suppose. We could enchant these boots up. I'm not going to bother. We're doing just fine. We almost have enough for the manual of shields, even without acquiring gold, and I bet you if I clear the rest of Orc... are we done? Yeah, we're done. Still can't afford it, but we don't need it right now is the thing, and you know we're going to find more gold. So... I don't know, man. I'm tempted to just acquire armor real quick. Or book, but we don't acquire armor. I could have come here before slime, that is true. It's the Cloak of Rats. That would have been amazing way earlier in the game. Right now, I don't particularly need rats. I mean, the truth is I just forgot I hadn't done Orc is all that is, really. You know. Alright, I think it's almost time for me to start getting Necromutation online. Because the game is not being super kind to me with regards to resistances, and I think Necromute is going to be the way to resolve that problem. It's going to give me a lot of help. So... 4, 5, 6, 7... it can wait a little bit longer. Let's do Elf real quick. We have the technology. Whoops. There's that targeter messing with me. Uh-oh, shafted. That's okay. BVC works really, really well against pretty much everything in here, so... Frankly, we can almost treat this place as cavalierly as we did... How did I get confused? Oh, Tarantella. We can almost treat this place as cavalierly as we did Orc. Not quite, but almost. At least until we get to floor number 3. No, I can do Dispel. Dispel Undead is allowed, I just haven't done it. For spell level purposes. Although we have we have Amnesia lying around, so... Yeah, if I meet an A-Lich, then I'd really like to have Dispel Undead. Yeah, it's a Necrospell, you're allowed to use it. Hold on, let me buy this Teleport, this Blink, and the ammo. Well, whoops, I think I just bought all the wrong things. Okay, that's fine. We bought a bunch of stuff I didn't intend to buy. We're probably flat broke now. Close. Alright, forget the manual. Forget the manual. We're just going to buy stuff that we want. Undead Hunter is illegal. Too close to being holy, I suppose. Okay, a lot of enchant armor. Just going to make my life easier. We're just going to... There we go. +2 boots, +5 shield. Cool with this. Forget the manual. And then we still have 1 enchant armor left over for if I ever decide to get my act together on my body armor. Not that I really have too many good choices there. What I'd really, honestly, I think what I'd like is a Robe of the Archmagi. Oh, wait, there is one. Whoa-oh. Alright. Okay. Okay. Now hold up. Our base AC, I've always wanted to check on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a base AC of 4. 5.5 armor skill to get 1 AC. That's what it says. Alright, so what we're going to do is... I'm going to take armor to 6. How did I miss that? I was just moving quickly, I suppose. That's all that happened. So yeah, even though we're in robes, I think training a little bit of armor just to get 1 more point of AC. You know, 6 is basically nothing when you have a +1 aptitude. Seems good. Let's see if that actually happens. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. We have 16 AC now. We're looking to see if it changes to 17 at any point. Feel a strong surge of power. Yeah, and if we had Necromutation, we would have a 3rd spell enhancer. So this would get really, really, really tough. Cool thing is I can vamp for a lot of damage as well. I mean, look at that spell power. Look how many pips. It's a lot. Actually, we're going to have as much of a spell power boost as a mummy in necromancy. Okay, we're not going to pick up Holy Word. Ordinarily, I would consider that to be one of my best resources, but we're simply not allowed to do it. We're going to drop scrolls of Remove Curse, because I don't think I'll need them ever again. I still need to figure out my RF plus, RC plus situation. We'll probably resolve that via Necromutation. That'll give us MR plus. That means I can stop wearing the MR plus ring. That'll mean I can drop the RC plus ring. That'll mean that in the place of the MR plus ring, I can wear an RF plus, putting all my resistances to something more or less acceptable. Go down. Yeah, Robe of Resistance, I suppose, would be better, although I really like having the extra spell power, I have to admit. Although the extra spell power would make a hell of a lot more sense if I was using Bolt of Draining, but spell power matters for BVC. You get a pretty significant damage boost out of it as far as I can tell. Scarf of Resistance. That might be good for this character. Let's get Intelligence. 28 Intelligence, not bad. Should probably drop some stuff. I'm gonna drop in Slave, I think. As cool as that is to have, we just don't have the freaking, you know, don't have the slots for it. Sadly can't BVC the Air Elemental, so we just kind of infest something and get help from allies. Works out just fine. Oh, let's never pick up Enchant Weapon again. I don't really anticipate us needing or wanting that. Same basic idea here. Get the allies to help us out. But yeah, the funny thing about the BVC quote-unquote nerf is like it's still effectively smite targeted in almost all the ways that matter. You know, because it's actually a bolt that's going to be not reduced by the range, like reduced in range when it hits something like most bolts. It's going to behave like lightning bolt in that respect. So So, you know, if it's 6 range long, well, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's, you know, that's the entire line of sight minus 1, which is the same range as it is right now. So it's kind of crazy that that's even considered to be much of a nerf. Unless I get a Trove wanting enchant weapon scroll. That's true. Does that exist? I don't know if I've seen such a thing. We're gonna get a steamroll going here. Okay, this should be good. Running out of mana, but we're gonna have a lot of buddies. Yeah, it's possible. I don't actually know too much about the Trove rules. Okay, please do not hellfire me too much. Just gonna let my allies handle this problem for the most part. Oh, I wish I could infest again. Here we go. Okay. I could get double hellfired. Let's not let that happen. I'm gonna back off a bit, actually. Why am I trying to fight all this crap all at once? That's not right. Okay. Yeah, we don't have D-Missile. I'm used on characters like this. I'm typically used to rolling up in here and just using D-Missile to be borderline immune to most of the bad things that can happen, but that's actually not allowed. Yeah, Scarabs are outrageous, man. Yeah, this combo would be amazing and extended, although with the special rules of the challenge, there would be some problems, basically. Okay, this is annoying. I'm going to burn a scatter shot. Okay, you're getting lightning rotted. He had summoned 2 very, very unfortunate demons. Up we go. Get my full hit points again. Begin the steamroll of Scarabs all over again. Well, the biggest rule of the challenge that would impact Extended is that we're not allowed to use any spells that don't have Necromancy in them. So that takes away a lot of really good stuff, you know, that I would like to be using. You can imagine how that could be a problem. BVC, by the way, is helping a whole hell of a lot in terms of these Scarabs. Like if I use BVC on a Blade Master and then my Scarabs attack it, there's basically no chance that they're going to miss, you know, or rather a very low chance. And so the amount of damage that they do just flies up. It's insane how much damage you can do. Because they're doing 33 damage per hit, and they attack, I don't know, like 3, 4, 5 times a turn. That's an exaggeration. It's probably more like 2 times a turn, but they're very, very, very quick. For the challenge, we're also not allowed to train weapons that aren't staves fighting. Daggers, but that really wouldn't impact Extended that much. Yeah, Artagus, I just don't know what I'm talking about. It's true. Sometimes it really blows my mind just like how arrogant some of the crawl devs are. Just completely unwilling to listen to anybody else's opinion, even if it's, you know, essentially incontrovertible that the other person knows more about the game than them, you know. The sad fact is that having the keys to the GitHub does not mean that you actually understand the game. I mean, we've got a dude with like one Earth Elementalist win on record making massive changes to Earth Elementalists, you know? It's honestly kind of messed up if you think about it. Yeah, I think that you should have some understanding of how the game is played for that particular combo before you're making a bunch of changes. Wow, Fire Dragon scale's way too heavy. We're not even allowed to wear ring mail. Let's auto-explore through all this crap. Wait, is that 4 wins? Oh, hell yeah, that's 4 wins. Alright. Friendship ended with reflection. 4 wins is my best friend now. Okay. We can drop Pro Magic. Oh, that changes everything. To some degree. Okay, artifacts. Artifact robes, this could be good. Robe with MR+, robe with Dex +7. Yeah, sick find indeed. One of my favorite items in the entire game, actually. Ring of Stealth, meh. Okay, that was Contam. Whoops. Okay, we got Shoutitis, that's no big deal. Alrighty, it's +8 shortbow there. That would have been fun early in the game, even without training, but not really that helpful now. Just cleaning up Elf 3. No more challenges on this floor. We're just, you know, there could be some stray loot, certainly some stray experience. Okay. That's an artifact leather armor. We should take a look at that, I think. Nope. Okay. Okay, we have an acquirement that we could use. We also have this Fan of Gales, which I'm a little sour on, but it's, I guess I'll hold it. It's not unheard of for it to help me out, it's just kind of unlikely. I wonder... Don't need the cloak anymore. We could actually wear the rat skin cloak. I mean, all it would really be doing for me is RN+, though, and we don't need that, so to speak. Let's acquire armor. Maybe we'll find Scarf of Resistance. Unfortunately, we get an absolute piece of shit. Minus cast, I mean, we're getting screwed multiple ways. Not only is it a crap item that we can't really use, we get drained for the trouble of putting it on. And I feel very insulted because there's RLEC on it and RF++, so that actually would have been an incredible find if it wasn't minus cast. Really memed on super hard there. That's okay though. Hey Gary Burton, I refuse to play Trunk. It's really badly designed changes. We'll see if they... I mean, I'm sure they're just going to barrel full steam ahead into implementing this garbage. Hello, JF Karen. How you doing, man? Well, they ruined a lot of Necro spells. They made Agony 1 range 1. They made Dispel Undead range 1. They changed BVC to be 6 range, which they called, you know, a huge nerf, but it's really like a very minor nerf, and honestly the spell needs a way bigger nerf than that. I'm trying to think of other things they did. I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing. BVC with a V. V as in Vega. Scroll of enchant armor. Let's not pick those up anymore. Bolt of draining is gone, but then we're removing bolts, but we're going to make BVC into a bolt because that's consistent and makes lots of sense. Oh man, I think we're still kind of screwed on resistance. If we want to be resisting everything at the same time, I think I kind of still have to go for Necromute. It's kind of weird. You know, Rexfellas, I wish, but I seriously doubt it. I've noticed that the devs care very little about reciprocity between players and enemies these days. Even though I'm pretty sure that's in the design document, philosophy. Yeah, it could be helpful for undead characters, but I don't think that's how that works, man. What's the problem, JF Karen? You don't like my boy? What's his name? Ricardo? That's okay. This scary sudden music, yeah. Well. That's how alerts are. Okay, we're kind of meleeing this Wraith with a 5 base damage, crappy staff. Maybe I should just go ahead and learn Dispel Undead so that I can deal with those kinds of problems. Hey guys, PVC, vamp. Found a ring of fire resistance on a mummy necromancer. That is nice. You know what? I was going to back off here so I don't necessarily risk getting crystal speared. Scroll of brand weapon. We do not need that. We will never need that. Quick blade spawn. Nope. Oh, hey, this is interesting. This is the hat and robe vault. The robe of Giliasm, strength +4, int +4. I'm almost inclined. I think I am inclined to wear that over Arc Magi. Oh, hello. Just BVC this lich. No need for Dispel Undead when you can simply BVC and have allies. Well, I guess I gotta pick up my remove curses now. It got nerfed in the softest of ways. And I'm not playing Trunks, so not really. You know, we could wear the robe of hedonism, which would give us our Elec. And then we could wear the Arc Hold instead of the Arlec Our Poise ring. But then we would just lack our poise, so it's kind of a silly shuffle, so just lack of resistance in the end anyway. Dagger of Holy Wrath is honestly not that risky since the base damage on a dagger is not that good. I mean, you can probably kill that goblin very quickly at range with Pain. No guarantees, unfortunately. But well, how many hit points do you have? He may not be able to kill you in one hit anyway. I need to get back to that little spot. This place. So the Robe of Misfortune spawned. I'm not going to use it. I'm sure this is probably Dynast's favorite item, but not me. Alright, nothing of value here. Hat's kind of neat. The hat's my only route to really safely, or rather legally using Blink, since I'm not allowed to, I'm not allowed to cast the spell Blink. I am allowed to evoke it. But we're getting Sinv out of our helmet, and I think I'd rather have that. He likes harm. He likes the fact that, I don't know, it's weird. It's got decent defenses, but then it does all this horrible crap to you. I wouldn't use it. You know, I don't want to be slowed randomly. But Dynast is a way more offensive player than me. I suppose I could be bribed into using it, but via Twitch donations, but otherwise, I really don't think it's super optimal to do. But basically, it's just the extra damage you're getting out of harm. Ha ha ha, Artagus. What about Leo? Pretty sure Leo Leo takes the cake on that. Okay. Just a little bit more Vaults 1 to do. Sneed. Does Sneed actually play DCSS, though? I haven't seen him post any games in a very, very long time. I have a suspicion. He doesn't play the game. He did have a tournament in .24, or a tournament team in .24, but he didn't play any games, so I'm gonna grab this Torment Scroll. It's true. The best way to win DCSS is not to play it. Okay, that's interesting. Do we have Dig? We do not. We should come back here with Digging. Because, well, actually, you know what? I can cheese this. Check it out. Evoke Blink. Evoke Blink. Evoke Blink. There we go. Magic, Agi, Ambrosia. Yep. That worked. No need for digging when you can just blink past the statues. Oh, I'm making a bit of a mistake here. Let's vamp. Potentially could have been deadly this whole fight. It's hard to, I mean, it's easy to forget that, like, I'm still in robes, you know. My AC and my EV might look sort of passably, you know, not completely miserable, but my guaranteed damage reduction is still essentially 0. So, you know. I'm starting to lag a little bit again, like I was last time. Hard to say. No scarabs to help you out there. Yeah, I mean, I could be using scarabs. That's certainly a thing. I'm just kind of trying to conserve mana. Let's put on Death Channel. It's kind of hilarious. They just killed the Shadow Wraith for me with the arrows. Damn, we just got like 4 Yaktars in one turn. It's kind of cool to watch them all show up, you know? It's like suddenly the tables have turned. We'll just get steamrolls of scarabs at this point. Honestly, we don't need to be careful about our experience from this point forward. We're very, very strong. I'm already level 22, and even if things are stealing straight up half my experience, we can still just... Frankly, we can win the game right now with what we've got, if need be. Now, of course, it's always better to be higher level, because then you have more hit points and whatnot, but... Okay. Just infest this stuff. Only on vaults, too. It's kind of interesting because vaults is, oh, wow. What do we have here? Damn, that's actually really good. Holy crap, we actually have to use this even if it's Slay -5. That's incredible. Alright, that fixes my RC situation. Is my stuff still castable? Yeah, pretty much. Alright, okay. No manual shields, unfortunately, but I can't pass this thing up. Turn off staves, forget that. That's a waste of experience at this point. Shields to 25. Turn off spellcasting. Turn off necromancy. Turn off evokes. Wizardry would be handy. I'm more interested in Bolt of Drain at this point, but you know what? Slay doesn't really bother me because we're only killing things with BVC and then maybe like the death, you know, the pain brand. Look, I can still do this. 16% failed, it's no problem. We'll just train up shields. It's no big deal. We have good aptitude. But +8 though? I mean, come on. With RC+++. What's Bolt of Training? Never heard of it. Do we have any potions of resistance, I wonder? None. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful when we do, when we finally do Zot, unless if we were to find like some kind of artifact ring with like RF++ or something on it, obviously that'd be great, but I mean, to be honest, we can just make this thing work with like, I could probably haunt things to death, to be honest. Shield SN, if you could use the blink hat for safety. I could see that. That's true. Wait, what am I doing? I should... Lightning Rod. Alright, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. No, I think there might be one, but it's really bad. Nope, that's the only artifact. I mean, we could like look for other helmets, but the only other thing we could find is like int +3. Or maybe like a hat of MR, which we don't need. But yeah, I agree. I agree with having the blink hat instead. It also increases my EV a bit. However, it reduces my AC by 1. Oh well. The fail rate's quickly dropping. It was 16 a second ago, and just with a little tiny bit of training, it's already gone to 14. It's quite good. Out of mana. See how this hallway kind of makes things a little bit tougher? I mean, we still have an outrageous steamroll, you know, so it's not like a problem. It's just interesting how an area like Zot, you actually have an easier time getting a steamroll just by virtue of the layout of the place. Or in Vaults 5, for that matter, which is very wide open outside of the corners. We're going to have an amazing time, I think, in Zot, or Vaults 5, by the way. We're just going to get an absolutely absurd amount of allies. It's going to be great. I'll probably haste before going down there, just because. We have, how many magic? 2? 5 ambrosia. The main thing I'm worried about down there is running out of mana, believe it or not. But BVC is just incredibly mana efficient, so we'll probably be fine. That's the only thing we're going to be killing things with outside of our allies, and well, we only need to do that like one time, maybe a couple times. Probably not even going to bother to do Crypt. It is certainly free if you get Dispel Undead, which we easily could. Did we just miscast? Yeah, we did. That's okay, there's a much bigger pile of things here. Don't hellfire me too much, bros. Out of mana. Why don't we just go ahead and burn acid, I think. I'll just swing, I guess. Order to attack. Now we can do a really good BVC on all this stuff. I'd be playing a little bit faster, but I am lagging a bit, unfortunately, so sorry if you want to see some faster-paced gameplay, but something's been going on with Kelby over the last couple days. Hard to say what it is. At first I thought somebody was DDoSing the server, but nobody else was reporting such a problem. So it might be something with my own connection. It's just strange because I'm not having any problem with any other server. Probably just email Floorline if it keeps up. Sure he'll be able to look into the server logs and maybe see if it's something on his end. Still in Vaults 3. This is probably where Crypt shows up, but again, I don't think I'm going to bother with it. Like, it would be optimal for me to go do that, get the experience, possibly get like extra RF plus or something like I'm looking for, but I just don't think we need to spend the time, to be honest. This is a very, very powerful character. Now, it's a very fragile character, like any pure caster. You know, I'm not going to be... Oh, shafted. I'm not going to be, like, tabbing through the entire game, or the entire end game, by any means. But we can do really wacky stuff like this. Look how strong that is. It's so crazy. Just keep a lich. Keep a lich at the edge of line of sight while still doing damage to him, and he's unable to do anything to you. It's amazing. Hey, look at that. Kriya's mail coat. Sadly, ring mail is... Is that considered a ring mail? No, that's considered a scale mail. That's way too heavy for me. Well, 200 hit points is a lot, for sure, but bear in mind my AC and my EV are still... Not only are they low, I have no guaranteed damage reductions, so those hit points can be taken away from me rather quickly. Be a proud orc. If I was a proud orc, I'd be worshipping Beog. Clearly, I am a cowardly, pathetic non-Beog orc right now. What kind of self-respecting orc doesn't worship Beog? How is such a thing possible? Man, it's a pretty dense vaults floor. All these vaults floors have been kind of dense. Oh, hello, Sajobo. I should have gotten both of them. Let's infest. Let's BVC, and BVC is going to be a bit crappy because everything's getting moved around. We can do kind of one pip of damage per turn with these guys. Oh, there we go. It's worn off. All right, so since he's BVC'd, you know, he may have D-Missile, but it doesn't do a whole lot. I think it actually does nothing when he's constricted by zombie hands, so, boom. It hit him. Ouch. Damn, it ran out. Alright, we'll Lightning Rod. We'll Lightning Rod again, killing the Death Scarab, that's fine. And again, and he doesn't die, and one more time should take him out. There we go. That was a little bit risky. I don't know, man. You would think the D-Missile would still have a really big, flat chance to simply stop the bolt, or whatever it is, like the acid bolt in this case. But I've never seen that happen when something is clutched. And D-Missile is supposed to have an extremely high rate. You know, I think if you have a shield and D-Missile, it's like a 10%. You know, if you have like 20 SH and D-Missile up, it's like a 10% chance of an LCS going through. It reduces the 2-hit of ranged attacks. Really? It's useful to have someone who's actually looked at the code recently in my channel. Very enlightening. Okay. Bunch of vile clutches, a single infestation infests all this crap. And then suddenly, it's all dead and I have allies instead. If I had put up D-channel, then I would have really had some fun. Ugly things make excellent, excellent allies. Of course, everything makes an excellent ally when you have BBC nerfing the evasion of what you're fighting. Can't believe I'm still on Vaults 3. Wow. This has been a very, very dense floor. Of course, we took out Sajobo. That always adds a little bit of time. Magnification potions should be good on this character. Sort of. We're not allowed to train unarmed combat. So, I mean, yeah, it's good to get AC, I suppose, if I want a source of GDR or something. And it's good if I want to spam Torment with Kiku. I mean, we're carrying around our Lig. I was thinking about just going Necromutation to do that. Nah, Rex Fellas, I never use that because, well, it might make sense to use on this character since I have Clarity from Amulet of Four Winds, but I don't like the chance of getting confused. I especially don't like the chance of simply losing all my mana. That's pretty horrible. Hey, Legend Destrider, how you doing, man? Well, you could always join my Discord and get pinged, or join the Roguelikes Discord and get pinged. Or Roguelites, rather. Definitely not the Roguelikes Discord. They don't like me in there. They ban anyone who talks about me in there. They're so hateful. Oh, you're in there? Well, then it should have pinged you earlier, unless you don't have the stream alerts role. Which you can give yourself by typing exclamation point stream alerts in any channel. I think that's how I set it up anyway. Yeah, see that's the weird thing about the ball is that it's if you have less mana, then it's less likely to work, which is a little bit counterintuitive, I think. And it makes it less valuable in those times when you really, really, really need it. So I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm sure it's a perfectly good item if you use it perfectly, but it's just like, it feels like it's just too easy to screw it up for me. It's one of those things that, you know, because when something bad happens with it, it's really bad, you know, insofar as it drops your mana to 0. and then you really can't use it to get out of that situation. For me, it's kind of the same reason why I don't use star slow items, because being slow is really, really bad. Likewise, being at 0 mana is really, really bad. So I just don't want to add the extra headache to my game. But I mean, I could definitely see it being valuable under certain situations. I mean, I think that just removing it is probably better, but for some reason that item has stuck around. I don't know too many people that actually use that thing, to be honest. Anyway, we have 3 runes. We are on vaults 3. Let's go down. Even old Sif, it was pointless to use that. For a long time now, ever since the original... what the hell just happened? Oh, derp. I'm casting regen and not animate dead. It's like, what's going on, man? Animate dead. There we go. So yeah, for the longest time, it's really been, you know, with Sif you can channel and it just keeps you at effectively infinite mana is what it does. Lich form, well, it can still confuse you. It can't confuse me because I have clarity, but yeah, I don't see how Lich form would really protect me from anything to do with Crystal Ball of Energy. There's helmets, but I don't care about what they are. I'm almost tempted not to even do Vaults 5. We don't need it, and it's, I mean, doing it always constitutes like some amount of risk. Although, in general, if you can do it, you probably should do it. Okay, so I stepped out of that doorway because I didn't want to get locked inside with all this crap. Just gonna let our BVC do the work, and then we'll let our scarabs do the work. It's kind of funny that it locked everything in there. Infestation. Could always learn Dispel Undead and go for Crypt first. Yeah, I could. Like I was saying, though, I mean, Crypt to me represents a place where it's like it's always relatively free to do it if you do it right. Pretty much any character, by the time they manage to finish Vaults 1 through 3, they can probably do Crypt, regardless of anything. It's just a matter of... you know, do you need the stuff in it? Are you willing to spend the time doing it? I mean, if you want to talk about what's optimal, fully clearing all kinds of stuff is optimal. But once you get to a certain point of the game, it becomes more or less unnecessary if you've built your character correctly, which is not always the case, of course. I mean, if you're lacking something that... well, if you've built your character correctly and the RNG has been relatively kind to you, yeah, you do need some way to handle Cursed Skulls and Ancient Liches, but I think that typically if you've built your character right, you know, there are many evocables that help solve that. So if you've trained any of that, then you're probably good to go. Let's BVC this stuff. Actually, let's infest over here. I wonder just how many things are in this little vault. That's more than I thought. Not really much of a steamroll as far as scarabs go. But doesn't really take that many to clear out this stuff. Yeah, I've noticed that the percentage chance to get a corpse is really wacky sometimes, JFK, like, it really is swingy. Sometimes you'll get a bunch in a row, sometimes you'll get nothing for like an entire floor, which is super, super obnoxious when in one of those extremely rare situations where food actually matters, and you desperately need a corpse and the game just isn't giving you one. Let's infest this stuff. Let's BVC, and let's just kind of keep BVCing. There we go. We're not allowed to cast statue form, Gary Burton. That's against the rules of the challenge. Floating Eye dies. Yeah, we're only allowed to cast spells that have necromancy in them. So what you see is pretty much what you get. I mean, we could start using Haunt at some point. We certainly could go into Necromute, I suppose, which would resolve a good bit of my resistance troubles. But, other than that, we're probably not going to be doing too much different for the rest of the game. Actually, let me check something. I was somewhere I need to be, so can't stream for too much longer. Or rather, I have something I need to do. Hmm. 2 hours was roughly about how much I was planning on doing today. This might be a good cliffhanger, stopping right before Vaults 5. We'll just clear out the rest of Vaults 4 and then do Vaults 5 first thing tomorrow, perhaps. Let's see how our shields is coming along. 20.1. Nice. Yeah, Legend Destroyer, you probably muted mentions, which is very easy to do. Yeah, it'll ping you immediately is what it'll do, within a couple minutes of me starting the stream. And I try to make sure every time I stream, I don't actually go past the waiting screen until the bot has picked up the fact that I'm streaming, and then only after that will I actually start the stream properly. So I think that'll probably work out better for you. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for the day. So next time we'll, well, I probably should have hasted before I came in here, but next time we'll probably just tear through Vaults 5, we'll clear out Depths, Zot, and then we'll ascend. And that'll be the Nergalle Cosplay Challenge. That's going to be it for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. As always, if you want to check out the Crawl Cosplay stuff, just go to crawlcosplay.com, and you can do some of the challenges yourself, do some of the last week's challenges if you want to kind of play around with it. It's a nice casual sort of game just to have some fun with. Anyway, until next time, I am signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.